Hello and welcome back. Sam's here again. Bit of a
Here I am.
surprise, different video here.
Yeah.
Those in the know. Those in the don't know.
We know.
We decided to sync up our Genesis recording day with the day that the record fair is in town.
Yes.
And we both spent too much money and came up with 8 records apiece. So we're gonna. Usually I do these solo, but figured we might as well
came today.
share in the experience. So my cheapest was £5. My
Right.
most expensive was 12.
Right.
So I guess we'll get into it. I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, first up is an album I've wanted for the longest time. I was saying to Sam, it's probably the one I've known the longest of all of these. And I love it. Moondance by Van Morrison.
Oh, nice.
£5. There he is again.
£5.
Really,
Can't go wrong at that price.
really great price. I've wanted this for so long, and I rarely see it, to be honest. And It Stoned Me, Moondance, Crazy Love, Caravan, Into the Mystic, one of the all-time great A-sides. Brand New Day, Everyone, Glad Tidings, they're all great too. I believe Glad Tidings is used in The Sopranos. I haven't got to it. I just heard talk that it's used. But yeah, the sleeve is not in the best nick, but luckily for me, the vinyl is in great condition. So that's...
And at £5 you can't complain.
My first... Yeah, I mean, for £5 I could just buy another copy if
Exactly.
it's not good for me. So really happy to get that one. I've been wanting it for ages, so...
Now my first one was advertised at £5, but I bought 3 from this stall and I managed to get him down and got 3 for 20, so I got £1 off on each of them.
Right.
So for £4 I got Duke.
Okay.
From Genesis.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
And how much we both enjoyed it.
Indeed, it's a great album.
Yeah.
And I got it for £4, and I'm very pleased about that.
Yeah, really good album. I mean, we talked about how strong it is from start to finish. Watch the Genesis video if you haven't. Very interesting ranking. One of the few we agree on.
Yeah.
Funny you should say that.
One after the other. How much was that one?
£5.
Ah.
So only £1 more, and it would have been the same.
It would have been
you.
a £5 if I wasn't so damn good at sales.
Sleeve is in really good condition. I mentioned my favourite song is Behind the Lines, Duchess. Guide vocals great. Misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Turn It On Again. Please Don't Ask. Just killer album.
Great album.
I'm
and
really
one we have
happy-
in common.
Really happy to own it. That'll be the only one we have in common, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And yeah, we don't have that many in common in our collections. And is that the first one we both own?
Don't you own Supertramp?
I do.
Breakfast in America?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't own Breakfast in America.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
Never mind then.
my dad does.
Your dad. Right, well then.
Number 2 for you.
Back-to-back Genesis, one you will
Yeah,
definitely not own. But for a £5 I picked up Invisible Touch, which,
I mean, even I'd consider it for a £5.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the first one I picked up
Yeah.
on the day, and I was very pleased to pay only £5 for
We
it.
actually went before recordings, and I didn't want to see what Sam got, but I found Simple Minds album, and I was like, Sam! And then I looked and I just saw him holding Invisible Touch. I thought, oh God. No.
That gave you spoilers as to
yeah.
what to expect for the day. But yeah, I got a £5 for it. Unfortunately, he took the protective plastic cover on it, and I wasn't confident enough to say, actually, I would have liked that. But yeah, whatever, he can do him. He only charged me a £5, and he was a nice bloke. So yeah, good album to have in my collection.
So, coming up next, another album I've known for as long as I can remember, £6. Sounds of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh,
which
wicked.
actually includes Homeward Bound in this version for some reason, even though it's not on this album originally.
And it brags about it.
Yeah, I know. It's like even
including
here.
Homeward Bound, if you can believe that.
But yeah, it's got obviously I Am a Rock, April Comes She Will, Sounds of Silence, obviously, Leaves That Are Green, Kathy's Song. One of my favourite albums, and to be honest, if Homeward Bound was on the accepted version, it might be a 10. Like, I love this album, and putting one of my favourite Simon and Garfunkel songs on there is...
It's weird that it includes that. I've got that on CD.
Yes.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, I gave it to you, yeah. Really, really fun album, and it's one I just spin, because it's only about half an hour long.
Yeah.
And it's a good one to just spin in the autumn, I feel like, so it's a really good time to pick it up as well.
So this is my next one is
£6, by the way.
Fab. So this one was, and my next one was a part of another 3 for 20, but one that was enforced by the seller and not by me. So this is a different seller, but part of a 3 for 20, so it's about £6.5 each. It's Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, Crush, which is one of only 2 albums I've heard in full by them. I'd only buy an album if I've heard it. That's kind of my rule when it comes to vinyl. So yeah, I've heard Crush. It's got some great songs on it, like So In Love, Secret Crush as well. What's the other one that I know? No, that was it. That was the other one I know. I really enjoyed listening to this album, and it's
cool album cover as well.
It is, yeah. It's
You can
aesthetically pleasing.
Put it up at the wall.
Yeah,
it'd
it's
be nice.
very aesthetically pleasing. I really do. I did enjoy listening to that album. Not many OMD albums I would have, but I inherited the Pacific Age, so I already have one in my collection, and I'd probably buy one other, but I'll keep that secret just in case we manage to pick it up another time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I will. You'll work it out because it's the only other one I'd buy.
So my next one, I mean, pricing is weird here because it's supposed to be £8, but I got this right at the end of the day,
Right.
and the guy just said he saw me with £5.50 in my hand. He's just give me everything you got. So I gave him £7.
It would sound like a hold up if it weren't for the fact that you were giving him less than he was charging.
Yeah, I gave him £7.20, and wow, am I glad that I did. Elvis Costello, My Aim Is True, his debut album. I think this is just brilliant, and I was so glad to get it. Welcome to the Working Week is about a minute and a half long, but it's one of the most amazing opening tracks I've heard. I love Allison, great song. Angels Wanna Wear My Red Shoes is great. I just, from front to back, this is a great album, and I didn't think I would find it for such a good price. And finding it right at the end of the day as well, so
I know.
I just had to get it. So
just before you leave.
really, really strong album. Glad to get that one.
Right. My next one is also part of that 3 for 20 that I got Crush from. And it's the Pretenders' self-titled debut.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the second member of the Pretenders in my vinyl collection. I'm really pleased to own it on vinyl.
You'll see more of your thoughts when we do the Pretenders video.
Indeed.
Nice save from me there.
That's why we're such a great
yeah.
team, and also why he's the boss.
All right, Sam, shut your eyes. You don't want to see this one. All right. Nursery Crime. It's all right. It's all right, buddy. Just accept that I like it. It's okay.
Oh, of course I accept that you like it. It's just a shame.
£8 for this one. I think it's really cool. I talked about it at length in the albums video.
Yes,
so I got 2 Genesis albums, but I didn't get selling them by the pound. I didn't see it. So that was unfortunate. But I will be getting it at some point to complete. I would probably own most of the top 5 or 6.
It's a good price, though.
Yeah.
It's a good price because I saw someone selling it for 20.
Yeah. Different versions and stuff.
No, 25 someone was selling it for
nice
as
well. Gatefold as well.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Very good.
Nursery Crime is my next one. So, what have you got? I've got ranking on the brain. So
Yeah.
it's like,
So this one was the third part. I've had them 3 in a row, obviously, because they all kind of costed the same. This one is going to be one that I think you'll appreciate. It's Supertramp, Even in the Quietest Moments.
Hell yeah.
Second member of my collection in the Supertramp discography.
another video we'll be doing at some stage.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So this is one that I haven't heard in full, so I've actually broken a rule that I have said. However,
you do know most of it.
Yeah, I know most of it, and I love Supertramp and a lot of their discography. So I kind of needed it in my collection just because it's got to give a little bit, even in the quietest moments. In it, it's just
from now on.
and from now on, exactly. Yeah. It just needed to be in there. So
well, I would have bought it if I didn't already have it. So
right, well, there you go then. It just needed to be done, and there it is. It's part of me now.
Yeah, nice. Now we're going with one of my all-time, my all-time favorite artist, David Bowie, Diamond Dogs. This has the big hit Rebel Rebel on it. It also has plenty of other songs with that are great, like Diamond Dogs, the title track, Sweet Thing, 1984. Sort of the second half is he wanted to make a musical about George Orwell's 1984, and the second half is sort of the remnants of that, which is quite interesting. So there's a song 1984, the song Big Brother, so it's quite interesting. Great band on here, Mike Garson on keys and Bowie doing a lot of cool stuff. I think it's a really cool album.
So how many have you got in your collection of them?
I think this is the 9th or the 10th.
Wow.
So this is it's definitely not in my top 5 Bowie albums, but I still love it. That's
Happy
the thing.
to own it.
It's still one of my favourites that I've got today. So I think Diamond Dogs is a stellar album. £10. It's in good condition. It's a hard one to find.
Yeah.
So I was glad to snatch it up.
Very nice. Very nice. Because I know how much you love Bowie, so that's a really cool one for you.
There we go. Yeah.
This is the second of 3 that I got from this one vendor that managed to brokered a deal with me. So instead of the list price of £8, I got So by Peter Gabriel for £7.
Nice, yeah.
And even if it's a little bit, I don't care because I didn't really pay much for it.
Yeah.
There's so many great songs on it. Red Rain, Sledgehammer, Don't Give Up. What? That's 3 songs to open an album right there. That voice again is still nice. You switch over to In Your Eyes. Great song. You know, Say Anything proved that. Mercy Street is a standout for me as well. And the last 2, maybe not as much, but still a phenomenal album and up there with the greats in my opinion. And I haven't heard the other 3 Peter Gabriel albums that came before it.
The 4, yeah. The 4 before that.
Is this 3?
Yeah.
Oh right, well there you go. I haven't heard any of the 3 or the 4.
We've also talked about doing a Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins solo deep dive to sort of complement Genesis at some point.
And then I'll work out how many albums.
I've never actually heard So in full. So
all right, but it's so.
Yeah.
But no, I have, and I love it. And the seller had one after the other in his little box, and I was like, please have So. There it is. And I got it for £7 in the end. I would have been happy with 8, but just even getting £1 off.
You actually offered
sweeter.
You offered Melt Up to me to sort of combine on a deal. I said, I've already got it, sorry. So my top 2, obviously Taste Like Music do their yearly series where they did 1972 last time. I did a video on it, and they're doing 1982 next, so I've sort of been doing some research listening for that. My final 2 albums are from 1982. So they're albums that I'm going to talk about again at a late date.
Yeah, funny that.
Really, really happy to get both of these. The first one, for £11, Special Beat Service by The Beat. This has one of my all-time favourite songs, and Save It For Later.
Brilliant song.
It's not a one-song album I love, I confess.
It's
I
a good
love
song.
Soul Salvation. I love End of the Party and Aki 1, 2, 3. Just a really fun album.
Yeah.
I'm
really happy for you.
I think Wakeling is a really great singer. Is it Roger Wakeling? No,
it's Rankin Roger.
Yeah, something Wakeling. Anyway, really fun album, and I enjoy the hell out of it. It's
great find.
Yeah, it's rare you find it in the wild. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Honestly, I was just saying to Sam, it's one of my favourite hauls I've had. You know, in terms of finding stuff that I don't usually see. And I think my final album is my favourite of the bunch. So
fair enough.
We'll get to that.
It's funny that you say that because my next 2 albums are also from 1982.
Oh, okay. Because Sam is going to have a little segment. Of that video.
I'll have my say whether you like it or not. And so these 2 albums I will also talk about there. Yeah. And actually, one of them I've already talked about on the channel. So not this one though. This was the third and final one that I got in this 3 for 20 deal. So
good deal, yeah.
List price of 10. I got it for 9. It's New Gold Dream 81, 82, 83, 84 by Simple Minds. Really, really good album. It opens very strongly with Someone Somewhere in Summertime, and then it just carries on the battle. I really enjoy the sound. It's a fantastic album. I will definitely be mellowing out to this album on the turntable, make no mistake about that. And getting it for single digits as well, just being able to barter was great. I thought he would do it for me. I didn't do it with just anyone. It was someone that I've met before, one of the vendors there, and I knew he was nice, and I thought even if he rejects me, he'll say it nicely. So I was like, let's give it a go. It was like 3 for 20 because overall they would have amounted to £23. And he was just like, yeah, okay. And so I'm really pleased to get that in my collection.
Great stuff. My final album, I guess this gives away a little bit for the 1982 video, an album that's become one of my favourite albums ever.
Yeah.
Joe Jackson, Night and Day. Whew, yeah, I don't want to say too much because there would be a lot to say in the 1982 video and the 1982 songs video, but
yeah,
you know, not all 9 songs here I think are fantastic. The first half sort of flows together with this sort of strange world music meets pop music. It's very catchy but also quite quirky, and the second half mellows out and there's piano ballads, and they are really powerful, especially the last 2, which sort of deal with the issue of homosexuality in New York at the time and how they were treated, and how, you know, sort of songs for outcasts essentially. And Jackson is himself a bisexual, I should say.
Not dead.
And I think it's a really powerful album, but also a really fun album. So can't ask for much more. I'll be talking about my favourite album series as well as the 1982 series, because I friggin' love this song.
And now you can show it off with pride. You're a vinyl member of it. Right. My last one. It's an album that we've talked about. Well, I've talked about what he also has. Because it was part of our Talk Deep Dive. It's The Party's Over.
I found that one for you, actually.
You did. Yeah. And I'm so glad you did. You were just like, oh yeah, the Party's Over is like, over there somewhere.
For £12.50.
And I was like, where? I was like, where? And you were like, I don't know. And I was just like, where, Tom? Where? I didn't shout. It's a crowded room. But in my head, I was shouting at him. Because I was like, tell me. I need it.
You were like, yeah, where is it? I was like, it's over there. Where?
I needed it. And then he was like, I don't know, one of them. Yeah. And I was like, I've got to find it.
Yeah.
And so I was just looking. And the vendor of this one store, Scotsman, nice bloke, really trying hard to sell me some Fleetwood Mac stuff because of the shirt. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm not looking for that, mate. No. I didn't say that to him, but I was like, I'm not looking. Shut up. Let me find it. And then I saw this in one of the boxes and I just went, it is you. I've got The Party's Over. Color of Spring is a better album, but The Party's Over is great. It's really up there for me, and I love it. And it's the only one that I've gone into double digits for today. £12.50 UK first pressing from '82. Could go either way in terms of quality. I have been burnt before with a Talk album skipping, but
first pressing's good though.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, especially since it's only £12.50. Color of Spring would have been worth more than that. So I'm quite happy to get this part of my collection. I love Talk. It's a series today. The Party's Over. A good first side. Have you heard the news? Mirror Man, Another World, and Candy on the other side. Don't really remember it, but let's reacquaint ourselves on vinyl.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased to have this as part of my collection.
Good stuff.
Really pleased with my haul today overall.
I think we both nailed it, I think.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, definitely.
You better be. No, I think we both nailed it. I think, I found a lot of stuff like Special Beats to Service and Diamond Dogs especially, and My Aim Is True. I did not expect to find them today. No. But stuff like Moondance and Night and Day I expected to find, but the prices were so good that
Yeah.
So, thanks very much for watching.
Thank you. Yeah.
And, we'll hopefully do this again. Maybe in February when that rolls around.
Yeah.
So,